Bitch tried to clear half my liquor section.
Sorry for the holdup, ma'am,
Baxter said, drawing his notebook from his pocket. This wasn't the first time we'd responded to a call for this store, and Marcia was fast becoming a familiar face.
We came as soon as we could.
I sighed, my gaze wandering about the CVS. It was a third of the size of the one near my Chicago apartment, where I'd stop every week to replenish my first aid kit. A necessary errand, since I'd ended up in so many vampire scuffles in the past. Of course, these days, my enemies tended to come in a larger variety. Fae, witches, and ghosts had all tried to rough me up or kill me at some point since I'd arrived in Salem.
Can you describe the suspect for me, ma'am?
Baxter asked Marcia as I turned my attention back to the interview. Sure can. I'll get you the video footage, too, so you can nail the bitch. Big Hispanic lady wearing a blue t-shirt and jeans and a baggy gray winter jacket she was stuffing full of liquor bottles. Bet she thought she was being real clever, as if no one's ever pulled that trick before. Marcia let out a very unladylike snort. She managed to make it out the door with a couple bottles and smashed a few more. Why don't you take us to the aisle you caught her in? I suggested. That way we can verify what was broken and what was stolen and double-check to see if she left anything behind we can use to track her down. We'll watch the footage afterward. Sure, Marcia said with a shrug. She led us over to the far left aisle, then down toward the rear of the store. To the left was a bank of glass-doored refrigerators and freezers that held drinks and ice cream and such, and to the right were shelves filled with a variety of booze. I watched my footing as we approached, careful not to step on any of the broken glass or sticky liquor that coated the scuffed white tile.
Looks like she had a hankering for Patron,
Baxter noted with an arched eyebrow. Yeah, and Bacardi too, I muttered, snapping on a pair of blue latex gloves and pulling out a plastic evidence bag from my field kit. Mindful of the sharp edges, I bent down and picked up a large chunk of broken glass with the brand logo still on it, then placed it in the bag. We'd have to spend some time bagging all the evidence. Sure, it was a small crime, and between the video footage and the eyewitness statements, it probably wasn't necessary, but we had to be thorough. That was the job. As I straightened, I caught a motion from the corner of my eye. I turned toward it, and a chill shot down my spine as I saw words being painted on the condensation of one of the glass doors. Only there was no one there painting them. I know what... Shit! I cursed under my breath, swiping my hand across the glass to wipe the condensation away before Baxter or the store manager could see it. The headache, which had been fading away, came back in full force, and I clenched my teeth against the pain. Baxter jerked his head up, scowling at me.
What the hell, Chandler?
Sorry. I wiped my damp hand against my slacks, my heart pounding hard beneath my blazer. The guns hidden beneath my jacket did absolutely nothing to comfort me. I thought I saw a bug on the refrigerator door.
Jesus.
Baxter rolled his eyes, but a smirk tugged at his lips, telling me that he was more amused than annoyed.
Quit being such a girl, Chandler, and help me bag the rest of this garbage. The sooner we catch the suspect, the sooner we can go home.
Right. I crouched back down to finish helping Baxter. As I bagged another piece of evidence, I glanced back up at the fridge door one more time. There was no trace of the message that had been wiped away. That didn't make me feel any better, though. I already knew what the message was going to say. The words were emblazoned like tattoos on the insides of my eyelids. I saw them every time I closed my eyes to go to sleep. I know what you've done. Chapter 2.
I think this is her,
Baxter said, stabbing at the picture that came up on his monitor. I sat next to him on a rolling desk chair that had seen better days, scrolling through the database for perps that matched the description and the video Marcia had given us. Sure. I glanced down at the still from the video footage that we'd printed out, then back at the picture on the monitor. The file he'd pulled up was for one Juanita Vasquez, 38 years old, who lived in a condo off Park Street in the Point. Big surprise. The Point was considered Salem's bad neighborhood, where most of the poorer residents lived.
Sure?
Baxter echoed, lifting an eyebrow at me.
That doesn't sound very convincing.